Remember your first time playing Mobile Legends? Yeah, we all made those rookie mistakes. But what if you could start over with everything you know now? Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing the strategies I would use to level up faster and smarter from day one.
Easy!
So as most of you already know, I have been playing MLBB for like forever.
Bruh.
And trust me, the habits I had back in the day were pretty wild. I mean, I was out there building attack damage on tanks. Don't judge, we all have been there. Eventually, I shaped up and climbed my way to global number 1, but I couldn't help thinking, what if I could restart the game? What would I do differently? How much faster could I climb? And could I avoid building AD on tanks again? Spoiler, probably not. Let's break it down. Step 1, pick a lane. Like for real this time. The first thing I would do is pick a lane. Now this sounds super basic, but hear me out. When you are starting out, you are probably bouncing around from role to role like you are at buffet trying to sample everything. You might even end up failing because no one in solo queue has any idea what role they actually want. But in the long run, that's a huge waste of time. You need to get really serious about choosing your lane and sticking to it. Don't just play whatever. Find your role, your calling if you will. For me, I would definitely go to gold lane. Why? Because the lane basically screams carry the game if you play it right. Once you settle on the lane, don't just stick with one hero. Step 2, master 4 to 6 heroes in your lane. No, not just your main. Here's the deal, just maining one hero is like going to gym and only working on biceps. Master at least 4 to 6 heroes in your lane and other roles. And no, I'm not talking about those OP picks that everyone spams after patch note drops. I'm talking about having a good mix of heroes that can fit different situations. For example, in the gold lane, you should have a marksman for late game power, a fighter for early game dueling, and maybe a mage or assassin if you want to spice things up. The point is to not get countered easily. If the enemy wins your main, you shouldn't be left staring at the pick screen wondering what to do. Also, switching between heroes helps you understand their playstyle. And once you know how different heroes work, it becomes easier to counter them when you face them in matches. Imagine being that guy who shuts down an enemy Fanny just because you know all her weaknesses. Feels good, right? Step 3, get serious about itemization, aka stop building the same thing every game. Remember that time when you kept building the same items game after game, even though your teams was getting hard countered. Yeah, we have all done that, but listen, itemization is life. Let's say you are playing a gold lane marksman. If the enemy team has tons of tanks taking armor and you are still rushing your classic crit build, then congrats, you have just equipped yourself with weight noodles instead of damage. You need to get smart about your builds if you are up against tanks. Throw in some Demon Hunter Sword or Malefic Roar to shred their defenses. If you are constantly getting CC'd, maybe a Winter Crown or Immortality can save your squishy self. The point is to build to counter the enemy team, not just follow pro builds. Check the scoreboard, see who's fed, and adjust your items accordingly. Understand your role like it's your job. Let's be real, Mobile Legends is a team game. If you don't understand your role, then you are the weak link in the team. Harsh? Maybe. True? Absolutely. Whether you are playing gold lane, jungle, support or tank, you need to know exactly what's expected of you. If you are in the gold lane, for example, your main job is to farm up and be that late game carry. That means you shouldn't be roaming around early game trying to score kills. Stay in your lane, farm, and come out as a monster later on. Meanwhile, if you are playing jungle, your job is to secure objectives, gank lanes, and set the tempo of the game. If you are just farming and not helping your lanes, you are missing the point. And don't even get me started on roamers. Your job is to protect your squishies, set up vision, and make game-changing plays. Not wandering around aimlessly like you are sightseeing. Learn your responsibilities and stick to them. The moment you start ignoring your role is the moment the enemy capitalizes on it. Simple as that. Step 5, learn the terms because no one wants to explain kiting. Okay, here's the thing. At some point, you are going to hear terms like kiting, zoning, and wave management, and if you don't know what they means, you will look kinda clueless. But more importantly, knowing these terms actually helps you play better. Kiting. This is when you attack an enemy while moving away from them to avoid getting hit. It's essential for marksmen and mages, especially against melee heroes. Zoning. This is controlling an area so that the enemy team can't enter it without risking their lives. Think of it like creating a danger zone around objectives, making it difficult for the enemy to contest. Wave management. This is all about controlling your lane's minions so you can deny your opponent farm or set up ganks. It's a next level strategy that can make or break your lane dominance. And if you are looking to know more about these terms, you can check in preparation tutorial terms. There you can see a lot of terms which will make you understand the game better. Step 6. Spend less, play more. aka stop buying skins for heroes you don't even play. Here's a life hack for you. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on skins to get good at the game. I know it's tempting, especially when they drop a skin that looks super cool, but let's be real. Is buying skins for heroes you never play actually helping you improve? No. Step 7. Master the gold economy, because farming isn't just about minions. One of the biggest things I learned after grinding out games is that gold is literally everything. No, seriously everything. The more gold you have, the faster you can build your items. And the faster you can hit those power spikes to dominate the game. It's that simple. So how do you generate more gold? Here are some quick tips. Last hit minions. Yeah, it sounds basic, but every missed last hit is gold lost. And in the gold lane, that's a big deal. Take objectives. Turrets, the turtle and the lord all give you extra gold that snowballs your team. Prioritize them. Farming the jungle. If you have a window between waves, don't be afraid to hit the jungle creeps. Just don't steal your jungler's farm unless you are prepared for a flame war in chat. Step 8. Don't rush. Mastery takes time. Look, everyone wants to be in Legend in a week, but newsflash, mastering the game takes time. You won't become a pro overnight, and that's okay. The key is to focus on improvement, not perfection. Keep learning, keep grinding, and eventually you will start seeing the results. You might lose some games, okay, maybe a lot of games, and honestly, who needs a 90% win rate when you can just make big brain plays and flex on your enemies, right? Step 9. Make action based on probability and value. No YOLO plays. Alright, this is where we get a little bit big-brained. One of the most underrated strategies in MLBB is making decisions based on probability and value. A lot of players go for YOLO plays, diving under turrets, chasing kills, or trying to solo the load because why not? Spoiler alert, that's a bad idea. You have got to be smart and calculate your risk. Here's what I mean. Every move you make in the game should be weighed based on two things: probability and value. Probability, the chances it will succeed, and value, what you gain if it does. Let me give you examples. Chasing a low health enemy under their turret, the probability of you securing the kill is maybe 50-50, depending on the enemy's positioning, whether they have flicker or other escape tool, and if they have teammates nearby. Securing an objective like the turtle or lord. Now this is high value with a solid probability of success if your team is positioned well and the enemy jungler is dead or far away. Objectives like these provide game-changing buffs and gold boost for the entire team. So this is kind of play that you want to prioritize. Diving into a 1v3. Sure, it might look cool in montages, but the probability of success is super low unless you are ridiculously fed. The value. Even if you somehow score a kill, the value is minimum compared to the potential downside of feeding 3 enemy players and giving them a chance to push objectives. Don't let your inner hero complex take over. Make decisions that are smart, not flashy. Freezing the wave versus pushing. Freezing a wave near your turret gives you a higher probability of zoning out the enemy and denying them farm, which is especially valuable when you are ahead. Meanwhile, pushing a wave gives you a map control and pressure, but it can also make you overextended and vulnerable to ganks. Weigh the value of each option depending on the situation. Play smart, improve faster, and subscribe to Kazuki Official. At the end of the day, if you are actively trying to improve your game, you will improve. Pick your lane, master your heroes, learn the game mechanics, and focus on your gold economy. And remember, patience is key. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are your Mobile Legends skills. So guys, what do you think? Will you be applying all the tips? What are some tips you have for newbies? Comment down all your answers below. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.